All right. We are live. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Long time no see. It's been a little bit over a week. My name is Chris. This is We Love Comics. Just needed a little break. There was some stressful situations, and it ends up there's going to be some really good situations happening. So, as they say in A Tale of Two Cities, it was the best of times. It was the worst of times. But the worst of times has already passed, and the best of times have started actually since technically last night. And I'm looking forward to a Holy Grail comic coming my way and possibly acquiring a second Holy Grail comic. I'm going to be doing a video soon about sharing my secrets on how you could literally spend $0 to buy comics. I'm going to show my little tricks and everything, and that should be coming sometime this week. But I want to thank everybody for being patient and everything. And I have supposedly my 4 PGX books, but this box is larger than the regular I usually get and seems a lot heavier. So I have a feeling they did the last two together, which is fine with me. So there could potentially be 8 comics in here. So while I'm waiting for people to come in to see I am live, if you want to critique the AI art, please do. Always appreciate people's opinions. Let's give a shout out to my Patreon members. If you want to join and support my channel, you can go to patreon.com/we love comics. You will get your name up on the board and a shout out every time. I'll either do a shout out of your first name. Never give out somebody's last name. I wouldn't want to give somebody's personal information out. But if you'd prefer me to shout out maybe a YouTube channel or your social network or even a personal business, let me know in advance, and I have no problem with doing that. So shout out to Sith Lord, Michael B., Kevin W., Dan L., Herbert R., Annabelle N., Jason B., Kim N., and the last 4 wanted me to promote their social networks and their YouTube channels. So the next one, check out Kendall Kid Comics. That's his YouTube channel. Now, he doesn't make videos, or he hasn't made them in a very long time, so maybe somebody can convince him to get back into the comic community and make some comic book videos. I'm sure a couple of people sending some messages to him. He'd appreciate that. Maybe a follow, a subscriber too. Next up, if you have Instagram, check out and follow Scott at ScottWU077. If you have Facebook, check out Steven at Steven L. Turk Author. And then last but not least, again, if you have Instagram, check out Silver Age Surfer _comics. And if you follow or subscribe to any of them, just tell them you came from We Love Comics so they know, and I'm sure they'd appreciate it. I put in the live chat that I still sell my mystery boxes, so if you're interested in any of my comic book mystery boxes, anywhere from a $25 basic package up to a $5,000 platinum package, just click on the link you see in the live chat. It's also in the description of this or any video. Once you go to the link, you'll see a bunch of pyramids and things like that. You are in the right place. Just scroll down to the bottom and you'll see the section for the comics. So if I can get to 20 paid members, there's giveaways that I want to give away. And I'm doing something. So far, we haven't acquired any new Patreon members for it. But if I get 20 paid members by the last day of February, I'm giving away a least very fine copy of X-Men number 96, which is the first appearance of Moira McTaggart. So one of my lucky one of my lucky paid members will be able to win that book if I can get up to 20 paid members. Right now we currently have 12, so we need 8 more people. That book is about a $250 value. So I'm giving that away for free. So if you want to join, again, it's patreon.com/we love comics. No minimum amount to enter other than the minimum to join anybody's, which is $2. But you'll get 1 entry for every $2 you put in. So the more you put in, the better the chances are. So again, if I get to 20 paid members by February 28th, I'm going to give away that comic for the first contest giveaway. If I get up to 30 by the end of February, I'm going to do the comic and the baseball pack, the unopened baseball pack as well. So hopefully you'll check that out. I'm not going to talk about the trading comics anymore because in 2.5 years, I've gotten two people. So, I mean, if you ever want to do a trade, you can contact me and we'll see what happens. But I don't want to waste people's time with that. So, I'm sure most people will watch this later. I mean, I haven't done a video in about a week and a half, so I'm not shocked that people aren't here to see it live. But as you can see, I have a box here. I don't know the grades. And like I said, I believe there's actually going to be 8 of them in here and not just 4. And that looks like the case. All right. So there are 2 sets of boxes. What I'll do is, if no one shows up for the live chat, I'll do part 1, and then I could do a part 2 tomorrow. Because I mean, no sense of going through a whole incredibly long video if no one's watching at the moment. They packaged this separately, which I'm perfectly fine with, because this was one where they forgot to mention that is a Mark Jewelers variant. So let's see if they corrected that. I'm sure they did, because that would be really silly if they did not. I mean, mistakes happen. It's rare that it happens, especially since I've been doing this for over 7 years. Okay, so they did fix it. Okay, so the grade stayed the same, which is fine. It's a 5.5, but it is duly signed um, by John Byrne and Chris Claremont. They do mark that there is a Mark Jewelers insert. So happy that is corrected. They put that right there because that is a big thing. All right, so I'll put this to the side at the moment. So we'll just open this first box, and then I guess I'll do a part 2 tomorrow because it doesn't look like anybody's here live, and I don't want to make a video too long. Hey, there we go. We got our first person. Trade Paper Dad, good to see you. Says, hey, I caught a live show. You're the first one here, so welcome. If I get at least 5 more people in the live chat, I'll open both boxes because they sent me 2 sets of the PGX books. Otherwise, I'll do a part 1 today, and then I can do a part 2 tomorrow. At least it gives me the ability to make content. And as usual, they package everything really well. They add the bags separately. The only thing about that is, I mean, it's not a major thing. It's a minor nitpick. I wish they wouldn't fold them because then it has that line in the middle of them. But, you know, like I said, that's just a minor nitpick. But as usual, they put them in bubble wrap. They're very sure about it. And you saw that there was a box that they put it in and then put that box in the box. And then you'll see that they wrapped the 4 comics in cellophane. That keeps them from moving around because the last bunch that I got, one of the cases actually cracked. And I'm going to be sending that back, which no problem, they'll fix. But that's the first time one of the cases cracked in my 7+ years of working with PGX. So, you know, one time in 7 years when I'm sending 4 every month, um, that's fine with me because, you know, that's not their fault. That's the post office because, you know, I've seen times where I go to the post office and I'll hand them the boxes to mail stuff out, and I'll specifically write all over the books, you know, handle with care, fragile, do not crush. And right after they take them from me, instead of placing them in the bin behind them, I've seen them throw them in. So if that's what they do in front of the customer, I could just imagine what they do when there's no customers around. So again, having one case in 4 years break, you know, I'm not going to complain. And it didn't damage the comic or anything. All right, so put this to the side. So I do not know the grades. I will tell you what I paid for them, the significance, and they did put the covers on them. So very happy about that. Let's just separate these. Okay. So the last one I'm going to know what the grade is because stupid me didn't realize that the last book I sent in is going to be a point 0.5 because I totally forgot and didn't realize, well, I did realize until after I already mailed it, that it had no back cover. So it can't go more than a point 0.5. So stupid me didn't realize that until after I already mailed it. So that was kind of a waste, but what are you going to do? All right, so the first one, if you've been watching my videos, and I've been recommending this series, Avengers vs. X-Men, especially if you can find the variants. This is the regular set. The regular set, it's 0 through 13. But I bought this a couple of years ago. Each book is signed by most of them have 5, but there are probably about 4 of the books, I think, maybe 5, that have 6 signatures on them. So this is Avengers vs. X-Men. This is issue number 5. So I'm sending in each month, each one until I get the complete set done. They've majority have been coming 9/8, but I did have one that was a 9/4 or a 9/6. I don't remember. I think it was the last time. But they were all in really good grades. So I never assume, even if I think something's a 9/8, I never write a 9/8 unless it looks so perfect. It could be one of those books that's at least a 9/8, if not a 9/9. But I paid only $16.89 for this book. And of course, I will go over um, what exactly I thought the grade was. Um, yeah, and I'll go over all the signatures and everything. So I said between a 9/4 and a 9/8, and we got ourselves another 9/8. So it's looking like a really good set. I was very happy about that because when you don't see graders notes on the back, which by the way, if you use PGX, if you send 10 books or more in and use the code We Love Comics free press, you can get one of the comics pressed for free. And if you want to add graders notes to the back of the slab, unless it's a 9/8, 9/9, or a 10, it usually isn't. You can use the code We Love Comics Graders Notes, and it's $5 per slab. So, white pages, which is also, so all of them have white pages. These all came, like I said, I bought it from a set from one person, but they did confirm because they do in-house signature verification and in-house pressings and dry cleanings. Signed by Lara Martin, Jonathan Hickman, Jim Cheon, Jason Aaron, and Matt Fraction. So again, 5 of the signatures, all verified, another 9.8. Very happy about that. Again, a series I highly recommend getting. But when this is all said and done, even though not all of them are going to be 9/8, to have this set all graded between, I think there might have been 1/9/4. I'm not sure, but even still, majority of the 9/8s, they all have 5 to 6 signatures on them. I think I'll do pretty well because we know as of now there's just rumors and anything can change, but they are doing, in theory, Avengers vs. X-Men at some point. Next up, I've bought a couple of these, and they were all pretty high grades, but I got between, I think, 9/2 and 9/6 for these. So this was the last one I got, and you'll think, oh, what's so great about Spawn #1? Well, this is the rarer newsstand version. This is the first appearance of Spawn. Now, there are preview books that have Spawn that predate this, but that's not canon because they're not in comic book form. It's just advertisements. But I have, I think, at least one of those, and they're still great to collect. But this is his true appearance of Spawn. This was printed like crazy, but again, newsstand, especially in high grade, very difficult to obtain. Now, this one, I really thought it was going to be a 9/8. We'll find out. But as usual, like I say, um, I end up um, always putting between 9/4 and 9/8 on this. I paid a total of $0 for this book because if I remember correctly, for either my birthday or for Christmas, I think it was my birthday, my wife gave me an eBay gift card as one of the birthday presents, and I used it to buy it. So it cost me $0 for this. This is a gorgeous book. It has no graders notes on the back, so either A, they didn't put them, or B, I'm going to be very happy with this grade. So Spawn #1 newsstand variant, I'm going to be very happy. My first 9/8 They did mark it as a newsstand edition with white pages. I mean, when I saw this, I mean, look at that back. I mean, that whoever had this book before me absolutely took care of it. I mean, the amount, how purely white this book is. I mean, especially when you're talking the front of this cover with all the black, it would show any color break creases. And when I bought this, even the seller said they would be shocked if it got less than a 9.8. So I'm very happy with this. Now, who knows what they're going to do with Spawn? And again, the regular version is not going to be worth much. I think a regular 9.8 is going to be about $100 if you're lucky. This one's going to be a lot more. And if they ever do another Spawn movie, I think he's due at this point. To get the newsstand at a 9.8, I am thrilled with that. Especially paying $0. I'll make that trade every day. All right. Next up, I want to see. Okay, this is a regular version. It almost showed the grade, but I don't want to see what it is until I reveal it. This book, I won. Yeah, it's just the regular version of New Mutants 98, and I have several copies of this book. I love when people say, oh, a book like this is overproduced, so don't buy them. Well, it depends on the price you can get them for. I had this with a deal that somebody was selling a CGC 9.6 Amazing Spider-Man 361 First Full Carnage and this book. Now, of course, they were both this one was ungraded, the other one was graded. I think it was a CBCS 9.6 360 Amazing Spider-Man 361. So for both of these books, I won it after shipping and handling and taxes. I won it for $100 total. So that's $50 a piece. So to buy this book for $50, I am absolutely not going to complain about it. Oh no, and I'm sorry, this wasn't raw. This was actually a CGC 9.0. Okay, so I'm actually incorrect with this. There's another version of this book where that happened though. This was a book I bought. Okay, this was a book I bought raw back when I was a kid. And I got this graded back in New York around 2017, and it came back in 9.0, but that was before I had ever heard of dry cleanings and pressings. So I cracked this open to take the chance. I'm actually glad I wrote down the CGC 9.0 because otherwise I would have assumed it was the $50 version that I got with that Amazing Spider-Man 361. So the fact that I wrote the CGC 9.0, now I remember what this is. So I didn't see that at first, so I apologize. But I bought this raw. So I paid, what was it, 75 cents? A dollar. I paid $1 for this book. So I just wrote 50 because I don't remember what the CGC was at the time with shipping and handling. So I just rounded it to $50. So no matter what grade this is, even if it stays a 9, how do you go wrong for $50? But because I got this graded by CGC back before I ever knew what pressings and dry cleanings were, I knew that hopefully getting this resubmitted and pressed and dry cleaned, hey, if he even bumps it up to a 9.2, I'm going to be very happy. So let's see what we got. There we go. So I went from a 9.0 to a 9.4, off-white to white pages. That's funny because CGC said it was white pages. So they, PGX marked it off-white to white. I personally don't care about that stuff. I know there are some people who will just absolutely refuse to buy anything that's not white pages. I mean, not for nothing. If you're buying a graded book, you can't see the pages anyway. So who really cares? But, to each their own. No problem with that. So for $50, all in, including shipping and handling, including grading fees, everything for New Mutants 98. Yeah, the prices have gone down a little bit, but we've gotten a lot of news about how Deadpool's going to be a major important factor. And they're saying there's potentially going to be 2 more Deadpool and Wolverine movies, but he's also going to be in other movies. So this character, buy it when nobody cares about it. That's the best time to buy. The worst time to buy is when everything's being put out and everybody wants them. Most people, when they're talking about investments, do it backwards. I don't understand it, but to each their own. So I'm very happy that I took the chance. And that's why I tell people sometimes it's really good to buy graded comics because especially if you take a look at it before you buy it, if you see some non-color break increases, you could crack that open, get it pressed and dry cleaned, and potentially raise the value of the book and increase the grade. Now, I've seen people on other channels that went to get they cracked open their book, sent it to get pressed and dry cleaned, and it actually came back in a lower grade. So there are no guarantees, but for the small amount that you would be charged, depending on the book, obviously, if it's an Amazing Fantasy 15, you're not getting that press and dry clean for $20. But even with that, if you go from, like, for example, if you have an Amazing Spider-Man 15 that's a 1.0 and you bump it up to even just a 1.5, you'll actually be making profit even after the cost for getting pressed and dry cleaned. So I cannot stress that enough. All right, so the last one, this is still going to be a zero point 0.5. I don't know what possessed me to have this, to send this in. I mean, it was already graded. I had easy access to see the back. For some reason, I guess if you see it, it kind of looked like this was the back because of the advertisements. But when I saw that it said that there was 70% of the cover missing, I thought because of this, I thought they just made a mistake and it was supposed to be 70% of the cover is there. But knowing that you have almost the complete front and no back, that's where it made sense. So stupid me, this is going to be a zero point 0.5, and there it is. So no change in that one whatsoever. This is the only one with graders notes because all the others were all 9/8. So you can see they didn't forget to put graders notes. The others just didn't need it. They put multiple stress lines along the spine. If you watch my videos, you know that's significant. I mean, it happens all the time. Significant cover and edge wear, chips and creases. So, and they did write, let me see if I can get a focus. No back cover. So that was pretty dumb of me, but hey, as Forrest Gump says, stupid is as stupid does. It is, of course, the first appearance of Ant-Man. I paid a total of 610. Give me a second. Yeah, I paid $610 for this book, and there we go. So that's it. So that was just a dumb mistake on my half, and I still have it. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. All right, so we got two people in here. We got Trade Paper Dad and GT Key Comic. So I'm gonna save the other four for tomorrow. So if you're watching this later on, you'll have another video tomorrow to watch. And I want to thank the both of you for coming in. So both of you will be today's surprise subscriber shout outs. So I appreciate you guys coming in. I mean, it's my fault because I haven't made a video in over a week. Like I said, it was a kind of a stressful week, but it's actually really ending on a great note. And I'm looking forward to a couple of other things hopefully happening, but I got one already confirmed as of this morning. So, sometimes you just need a break. But if you want to critique my AI art, please do. Again, join my Patreon at patreon.com/we love comics. Not only does it help with supporting my channel, but it also helps me take care of about 20 stray cats that I feed, that I buy shelters for, give them vet, things, got them all fixed so they don't, keep creating more cats. And it's really a good cause to help out. You'll get your name up here. And like I said, if we can get to 20 of them, 20 paid members by the end of February, so the last day of February, if we get 20 paid members, I'm trying to give away an X-Men 96. It's at least in a very fine condition, roughly about a $250 value. So if you want, join at patreon.com/we love comics. For every $2 you put in, you'll get one entry. So the more you put in and contribute, the more chances you have to win. If we get to 30 paid members before the end of February, I'll give away the comic and also the unopened baseball pack. So thank you two for watching. If you want to be kind to hit the thumbs up, you can. You could hit the thumbs down. If you don't like it, that's fine. And I'll make a video tomorrow for part 2. So thanks for watching, everybody. I appreciate you, and I hope you have a great day. And don't forget, it's not you, it's not I, it is We Love Comics.